Hi everyone, welcome to the Diecast collection Videoarts channel. I am going to show you the Monster Jam Monster Mutt Mummy by Hot Wheels. This is the limited edition Halloween truck with the Monster Mutt as the main star of this set. The Monster Mutt is now transformed into a mummy. This is a limited edition. It has more decorations on the card and the model. Even the card has more decorations just behind the model. More information about the Monster Mutt Mummy at the back. I think this is the official art of the Monster Mutt, but they made it into a mummy. Okay, let's open the package and see what the Monster Mutt Mummy looks outside of the package. Here's the additional art just inside the packaging. Removing the Monster Mutt from the cardboard base. Here it is. It looks really good. And we will see more of the Monster Mutt Mummy in this video. Before we start with the review of the Monster Mutt Mummy, I have some important things to tell you while you're going to view the video in the next few scenes. The thing is, here's a horror story. While I was keeping the Monster Mutt Mummy's packaging, it suddenly gained life and ran towards the table to escape from my grasp. Well, unfortunately, I was faster than the Monster Mutt Mummy and I captured it, so it's back here. Well, the truth is, I accidentally pushed this model towards the end of the table, rolled down, fell on the floor, and got some damages. Yep, there are paint damages on this limited edition model, and let me show you the damages. Here is one just on the ear and cheek area. The other one, let me focus. Here's the first one again. The other one is on the forehead or roof area. And the last one, which is the largest paint damage, is on the hind leg around here. If you can see it, you can see the difference because the base coat is different than the paint design. Here are the paint designs. They cracked just like eggshells. Put this a bit. It's rolling down. I told you it became alive earlier. Anyway, now here is a crack piece. It's just like an eggshell. I tried to pick up the pieces, but I know that I was not able to find everything because this is just one of the how many pieces that I got? Around 5 pieces, and most of them are small, not enough to fill the large paint crack on the back. So I just gave up. Well, the thing is, what now? I have a limited edition model that's damaged, but that's okay. It's a bit disappointing, but on the good side, the base coat, which is here, let me show it to you because this is colored brown. The base coat is colored in almost the same shade as the other fleshy parts just between the bandages. If you can see here, just between the bandages, they're dark brown, but the base coat is lighter brown, which can mix well with the bandages. And lucky for me, the bandages are in the same shade as yellow and brown, which mixes well with the base coat. Okay, now that the damaged parts are revealed, let's go on to the review. Here is the Monster Mutt Mummy. It is the same with the original Monster Mutt, like the large Monster Jam wheels with the BKT Hot Wheels on the tire walls, the same chassis in plastic, same pattern, and the suspensions in chrome visible at the bottom. The main highlight of the model is the paint design on the metal body. I think this is still the same casting as the original Monster Mutt, but this time it is now an undead creature. Being an undead creature, we're seeing some of the undead parts, like the dried skin in between the bandages. Oh, the bandages are also yellowed. That means it has aged a lot in this paint design. And the teeth, which are dried up and still incredibly sharp in this paint design. Some other parts can be seen in between the gaps as you see the model from front to back, but there are the original paint designs like the logos just beside the window and at the back fender. The left side of the Monster Mutt Mummy is the same with the right side, like the large wheels with the BKT Hot Wheels tires, the black chassis, and the chrome suspensions with the chrome engine visible in between the black chassis. The logos are still present on the back fender and in the window part. Just like on the other side, there are gaps that shows the Monster Mutt Mummy under it, like the collar in between the bandages in red. The difference in the paint design is here mostly in the mouth part. This time, the bandages are compiled in the center. They're all together, which shows the sharp teeth at the back and in the front. There are some rotting flesh or dried skin still in between the bandages. They're visible if you look closely. Under the front fender shows how the plastic tongue has been assembled in bright red. The other thing about the paint design and the casting detail is the ear. It's convincing because the ear, I think in the original Monster Mutt, it's running towards a target, so the ears are flapped at the back. But with the bandages, they're wounded tightly, and it shows that the Monster Mutt Mummy is not yet free that much, that some parts are still bound by the bandages. This is very convincing. The front of the Monster Mutt Mummy is showing some rotting flesh on the snout part. The nose is just painted in black paint. I'm not seeing any rotting effects here, but on the sides of the nose, the paints are made with darker shade of brown, just like on the other skin parts that we saw earlier between the bandages. It's showing that the snout is also rotting. There are even cracked lines drawn to make it more convincing. The bandages are shown to be wounded round towards the back in a circular way. There are some specks of blood on the left side on the eyebrow, like here, just beside the rotting skin, in between the bandages. Just like the regular Monster Mutt, the dog tag is on top of the back part. If you look closely, the bandages may end here because there aren't any gaps in between the bandages. It doesn't show any flesh. Don't mind the damaged part, but on the undamaged parts, the bandages are on top of each other, they're close together, there's no rotting flesh showing up. There are additional details on the sides, some more views on the jowl, on the left, and the right. If you look at the top of the Monster Mutt Mummy, you're going to appreciate the paint designs applied on it. The folds on the bandages, the rotting flesh effects, they look really good. In the front, the rotting flesh has a darker shade of brown, just like on the sides earlier, with the red paints, which shows that the red paints are really dried blood. The same effects are on the roof, with a new pattern just at the back of the roof, which is the back of the head of the Monster Mutt Mummy. It shows some crisscross pattern of the bandages. I think this is really to add the effect that the ears are heavily connected, tied down on the head. The collar shown in between the bandages The name tag is different. It is aged because it's painted in a darker shade of gray. It shows Monster Mutt Mummy. Under the name tag are more rotting flesh with some blood effects. There are even these black paints on the bandages. They're spread across the bandages. I think these are bandage damage or bandage tears because the bandages are old. One thing to note about this monster truck in the paint designs, if you look really close, you're going to see grains or dots on the paint designs everywhere. It is as if this was printed in dot matrix printer. The thing is, the dot matrix effect is going to be very visible if you look at the model very closely like this. These effects are not that visible if you're going to look at it from far. Even though the Monster Mutt has been upgraded to mummy status, the interior is still the same. It has one car seat, that is for the driver, colored in chrome. There's a driver wheel in front of the driver's seat. I can't show much because it's painted in black paint. And there are roll cage details just inside the window. They're also in black plastic. The Monster Mutt Mummy set contains a little cardboard name tag that acts also as a stand. Here is the top of the cardboard stand. It has these holes for the wheels so that the Monster Mutt Mummy will be in place during transit. You can use this as a display option for the Monster Mutt Mummy. This ends my video art on the Monster Jam Limited Edition Halloween Monster Mutt Mummy by Hot Wheels. Thanks for watching, enjoy your collection, and happy Halloween!